Atkinson broadcasting live from warm, sunny Colorado. Always warm, always sunny, sometimes Colorado. Today is November 16th, 2021. And I wanted to share with you guys a few things that are a continuation of the stuff we talked about a few months ago with the infrastructure bill. So, as many of you know, some extremely bad language was put into the infrastructure bill. And there was a large movement in the cryptocurrency space with an attempt to correct that bad language. Unfortunately, because of the arcane processes of the US Senate and the leadership in the US House, it was very difficult to actually make any progress to remove that bad language within the infrastructure bill. The infrastructure bill passed the Senate and the Congress. It survived reconciliation, and the infrastructure bill was signed by Biden. So, as it stands right now, US law is in a position where there is an unenforceable mandate, which, if read in a draconian sense, would have catastrophic consequences on the American cryptocurrency industry. As a consequence, some things are coming down the pipe. I have heard talking to senators and people in DC that there are two pieces of legislation that are going to be proposed. One piece of legislation in the coming weeks is going to focus on undoing the very negative, damaging language that is in the infrastructure bill. And I suspect that that's going to have some bipartisan support. And there's a pretty good possibility, if we rise up as an industry and demand it, that we can get that passed. So that would put us back to where we were, for the most part, pre-infrastructure bill. But then there's an open question of what to do about the broader cryptocurrency space, how regulation needs to work, asset definitions, creating definition for utility token and sufficiently decentralized. So there's a group of people in DC, in the Senate, who will propose a larger bill. And that larger bill will contain the whole banana, all of the stuff. My understanding is it's many, many pages long. It's not just a simple clarification. And that's going to be a big fight. But I think the time has come for 2022 to take the bull by its horns and pass something specific to crypto. So these are the two things that I know of from my discussions with people that are coming and happening. As soon as those bills hit, we'll of course read them, and I'll show you guys where to find them when they hit. And obviously, we're going to, on our side, do as much as we can to lobby and as much as we can to encourage people to support. And we'll let you guys know what can be done to try to move it over the line and get, at the very least, undoing the damage of the very damaging infrastructure bill undone. So that's a brief regulatory update. As I said to you guys, I'd let you know as soon as I knew something. And there's been a lot of conversations off the record and private conversations, and a lot of people in DC, especially in leadership positions, who are fundamentally unhappy with US crypto policy and feel that we as a nation can do a lot better to provide clarity, and we as a nation can do a lot better to engage the cryptocurrency industry in a way that doesn't destroy jobs or destroy the industry. So we're in a slightly bad position today because the infrastructure bill was passed. And if it's left to its own devices by 2023, when these mandates come into place, depending on how they're interpreted and what the IRS does with it, can cause catastrophic damage, which is why the first goal is to simply undo that damage and then get us back to the baseline we were at. And the next goal would then be to push for comprehensive legislative reform to restructure the way that cryptocurrencies in general are regulated in the United States. There are many great examples of victories from the state of Wyoming, the state of Texas, and other places that have been proactively writing cryptocurrency legislation that does not destroy or damage our industry. And there's some anti-patterns, like, for example, what happened in New York with BitLicense. So this is not a problem that's just going to self-correct. It's something that we need to work together as an industry and as a community to be vigilant and push forward. So in the coming weeks, we're going to certainly see a lot, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see and read what's proposed. And hopefully we'll be able to, as a community, come together and make some progress and be able to get things fixed up and ensure that the United States is a great place to run a cryptocurrency business. Because the reality is the world is moving on. And regardless of what US policy is going to be, it's not going to slow down or stop crypto. It's simply just going to offshore the industry at expense of American jobs and at expense of the next generation of the American economy, and set us behind significantly. I don't really want to see that happen, and I don't want to keep getting Shelby'd. So hopefully we'll be able to come together and get this solved. So that's all I know. And as soon as I got some information, I figured I'd share it with you guys. And we'll see in the next few weeks what happens. Okay, everybody.